Hi, everybody. I'm Tim Donnelly. We are in the coach's office of the Charlotte Rush here at the Extreme Ice Center in suburban Charlotte, North Carolina. It's a big week of hockey going on right now. The New York Hockey Development Camp is being held all week here, and there's a lot of great coaches who have come in to be a part of this camp here in Charlotte, and it is my privilege and pleasure to talk to one of them. Former National Hockey League goaltender J.S. Aubin, played with the Pittsburgh Penguins, also played for the Toronto Maple Leafs, a lot of the American Hockey League too, and also over in Europe. And J.S., thanks so much for being with us. Great to talk to you. Tell us about how it ended up that you came to this camp. You must have a pretty good relationship with Ryan.
Yes, I do. We met last year when he was working with RMU, and we did a few clinics together, and we got along very well. Unfortunately for him, his family moved over or moved back here in Charlotte mid-December, so we spent a lot of Mondays together, having a few drinks to talk about hockey.
Sure, that's great. So you're here right now. There's some goalies here. How has it been going? How have the players, have they been receptive so far to your coaching?
Very receptive. They're working super hard. It's a lot of fun. There's nothing better for a coach to have young athletes going hard and listening and having a good time, which is the most important.
J.S., you've been in professional hockey for 15 plus years.
Yeah.
The game is really changing, isn't it? You really have to stay on top of things. I know one of the things that Ryan was very excited about was how all the coaches here were going to bring the latest top level coaching methods to these kids. Talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, the game has changed. It's hard to even think about how it was before because it's been so quick, so fast-paced, shooting on the go, regroup on the go. Like there's no more breakout in the games, things like that. Everything's changed so much towards speed and speed. So for goalies, for example, we have to be ready on second shots as fast as we can. So we can't just make a save and then okay, my job is done. You gotta get and be square to that second shooter or second shot, and then square to that third shot if there is a third shot. But it's so quick that we need to work on footwork so much to make sure that these athletes are moving well and capable of being square to shooters as many times as they can.
J.S. Aubin, former National Hockey League goaltender, one of the instructors here of the New York Hockey Development Camp here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Briefly, J.S., talk about your NHL career. Not a lot of guys made it, but you did. What was it like?
I think it's a little bit of luck too. You gotta have that luck on your side. And when I say that is because the year before I broke in, Patrick Ledeen was there and he held out that year, and then Tommy Barrasso was there also, which you guys know, being in Carolina a couple of years. I got hurt a couple times, and it allowed me to step in and play a few games. Did well, and my career started that way. But if those things don't happen, maybe I don't play in the NHL. We're not talking today, so
that's true.
So you need all those elements to happen, and it happened for me, and I took care of or took advantage of it and performed enough or well enough to be there for a long time.
And you also played in the iconic hockey city of Toronto, where they just go bananas over the Maple Leafs. And I can imagine, what was it like being in a town where everybody knows who you are?
Yeah, no, it's great. We joke about that sometimes. I played in Pittsburgh for 6 years, and I can walk anywhere, and pretty much nobody really knows who I am. But in Toronto, I've been to a few places where some people come about and say, hey, remember this and that. I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I only played there for 2 years, so but you gotta love it. I was talking to one of the kids on the ice yesterday, and they asked me about Toronto, and I said the most pressure you can feel is in Toronto, but if you don't like pressure, you shouldn't be playing hockey. And it's so true. I mean, there's a lot of pressure, but it's so much fun at the same time. Pushes you.
Former National Hockey League goaltender J.S. Aubin is visiting with us here as we're talking hockey with the New York Hockey Development Camp here in Charlotte, North Carolina. Right now, J.S., you are a independent hockey goalie instructor. And I'll tell you what, with the way that hockey is just growing so much in the United States, it's always been there in Canada, but I got a feeling that you got a lot of work coming your way right now, don't you?
I feel every year gets bigger every year, and which is great because that's the main goal to get more exposure, doing the good things for the kids to get better and all that stuff. And for me, every year got bigger, and I might need a secretary soon to help me out with my stuff. But no, jokes apart, it's been great. I love what I do, obviously. Otherwise, it'd be a real job. But this is not a job. It's more about giving back to the hockey community and help those kids achieve their dreams. And hopefully, I can be a little bit of a part of this for them.
One last question for J.S. Aubin, goaltending coach here at the New York Hockey Development Camp. What you're seeing on the ice from the goalies here, what would you say are some of their weaknesses are, some stuff they need to work on, and what do you really want to drive home with them this week?
I'd say for the little kids, the group one, it's just about getting our feet moving a little faster.
Okay.
They're very young and they're very small in the nets, and the nets are big. So you don't want to ask too much of this. You want to make sure they're on top of their crease and they do get bigger or look bigger. And working on the footwork. And for the second group, there's not really any weaknesses. Perhaps it's more about making sure their angles are good, their positioning is good, they're aggressive on their play and things like that, and moving well from a first shot to a second shot. But they all work so hard. It couldn't be more easy on me for them to do that, and then for me to try to help them out and get better.
JS, thank you so much for being with us. I know this camp is thrilled to have somebody of your caliber here teaching goaltending, and we wish you nothing but the best personally and professionally in the future.
Thank you. I'm very happy to be here too.
Great. Former National Hockey League goaltender J.S. Aubin, Pittsburgh Penguins, Toronto Maple Leafs. It's the New York Hockey Development Hockey Camp here in Charlotte. It is Wednesday, July the 8th, and we've been visiting with J.S. Aubin. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.